morning. Joining me right now is Kranthi Bathini. He is a strategist at WealthMills Security. Kranthi, thank you very much. It's been a long time since I last spoke to you. What a good day to be talking as of this morning. A lot of positive global cues, as I mentioned, and something that is expected to really bump up the markets and the sentiments is the fact that US courts have now finally ruled that President Donald Trump really overstepped his reach when he brought about that tariff war on the world with unilateral tariffs that he imposed on many countries. A US federal court now ruling that those tariffs must be paused.
Shweta, good morning to you. Yes, it is just a slap on the face of the president by the federal court. The decisions regarding to the trade cannot be unilateral. That's what the verdict says. So we need to see how the presidential administration is going to act in the next coming days, how they are going to handle these kind of situations. It is unexpected completely for them also, but that's the fact. This is the decision of the court. So how things are going to evolve in the next, because a lot of big agenda is revolving around these trade tariffs. There were negotiations are going on. On one hand, many countries are trying to do the deals with them. So the entire issue got jeopardized, the market, when this is the time when things are settling down. One hand, this news is definitely a surprise to the administration at this point of time. Yeah, markets definitely cheered the court's verdict. We need to see how the next coming days or hours, the things are going to evolve. We need to see.
Absolutely.
By and large, markets are welcoming the move.
Absolutely. Markets are welcoming the move. And as I said earlier, Kranthi, it's been a tug of war in the markets over the last 1 week with bears and bulls pushing each other. There have been favorable domestic cues, especially by the way of a good monsoon and strong macro data coming in. But as far as global cues is concerned, they've been mixed so far. With this decision by the US court, do you see markets in the long run, in the short run, in positive territory? What are you expecting?
Absolutely, Shweta. We need to balance the things in two ways. One is the domestic macros. Domestic macros, as you mentioned, they are looking very favorable. We had a decent earnings season. There were absolutely no negative surprises. We had a decent earnings season. Even companies in the mid and small cap space also, they demonstrated the strong earning track record. Wherever the froth is there, market knows how to make them to consolidate and punish those kind of froth in the market. That's a part and parcel of the market movements. Coming to the real scare that always hammering the market was the global cues and also the US policy making decisions that have been keeping the extra pressure on the market in the medium to short term. Now, if the things are settling down there, because Shweta, what we need to take into consideration and strict cognizance is the changing narratives in the global space. The narratives has been changing very fast and rapidly in the US market in the past 4 or 5 months. There was a narrative that US is going to show its strength, and also the US super boom is concerned. The narrative was going over there in the month of Jan. And from there, all of a sudden, by the month of April, there is a narrative that the US recession is back and it's going to hit all the markets. So the narrative has been changing very fast. And due to this court judgment, again, there would be a complete change in the stance at this point of time. So one need to have a hawkish kind of view on the changing global narratives.
Hawkish view on the changing global narratives. And you mentioned, that there was also a wait and watch approach that markets were really waiting for the Fed commentary. And the Fed commentary has also indicated a wait and see approach as far as rate cycle is concerned. How is that likely to impact the Indian markets as of today? Because yesterday, on the back of that positive news, markets really, at least the US markets really did not did not show any jubilance in the short run. What do you see the impact of Fed's wait and watch approach on Indian markets?
Shweta, by and large, Indian markets have a consensus view that we are because of the cooling of inflation, and we had a decent early monsoon signs. That's what the Met Department is mentioning. So we have a um, uh, early monsoon, which is positive for the Indian economy by and large. So there is a consensus view, despite of U.S. Federal Reserve status quo or what would be the decision they can take. We can expect the rate cut cycle in India, which is positive for the Indian economy. Coming to the U.S. Federal Reserve functioning is concerned, I feel sorry for Jerome Powell. Okay, he's facing the music from top to bottom. One hand, you have to go with the facts and figures, how the narrative of the economy. The other hand, President Trump and the administration giving pressure to him to reduce the interest rates. So he's also in a watch and mode position at this point of time. But Indian markets are somewhere delinking from the Federal Reserve decisions at this point of time. And the previous Reserve Bank governor made it that point, Shaktikanta Das, many times. We are an independent central bank. We are not bind with the complete decisions of Federal Reserve. That's what he made categorically a couple of times. So going with that narrative at this point of time, given the kind of favorable environment what we are witnessing in India, still we have a very tight monetary policy in terms of the monetary policy making is concerned. So in India, the rate cut cycle can be continued in the coming monetary policies also. That's where the buying interest is coming back in banking and NBFCs.
I want to specifically, talk about large cap stocks because they have continued to underperform, Kranthi, as of last week, and they've been weighed down by subdued, foreign investor participation and also lackluster earning as far as global blue chips is concerned. Is that something that worries you going forward, likely to be a trend?
Shweta, you made the right point. Okay, by and large, on a quarter-on-quarter basis is concerned, the large cap revenue growth and revenue growth has been going at a very slower pace, whereas the profitability has been indicating in a positive way, but there is an overhang on the revenues. If the next 1 year, if we could able to sustain that revenue matrix going ahead in the next 4 quarters, we can see some kind of a potential upside with respect to the large cap stocks are concerned. So the banking stocks started participating in this rally, and there is an overhang on the oil and gas, and also the big boy Reliance Industries yet to deliver its numbers in terms of the revenue growth and the profitability is concerned. That's where the overhang that's keeping the pressure on the large cap universe is concerned. That is the reason whenever Nifty tried to break the range of 25,600, that range, again the valuation concerns also comes into get highlighted by the foreign portfolio investors at this point of time. By and large, I don't say Indian markets are in a frothish kind of zone, but by and large, we are in a fair value kind of zone at this given point of time. But given the kind of a longer term outlook is concerned, definitely investors, the foreign portfolio investors, the long only funds who are coming with a time horizon of 3 to 5 years, definitely Indian markets are offering, the large cap stocks are offering a decent value for them when they compared with the other emerging market peers.
All right, and let's also take a quick look at how the IT pack is doing. I think one of the best performing as of this morning, with TCS up, as I mentioned earlier, 0.6%, Infosys up 1.5%, HCL up 0.68%, Wipro 0.76%. So all the companies with major markets in the US are exemplary, showing exemplary signs and doing really well as of this morning. So obviously, Kranthi, on the back of the fact that if the US court's judgment stays and if Donald Trump continues to be, put on strongholds, and his decision to rake up the tariff war once again continue to be abated, it's likely to have a good impact on the US markets going forward, especially the IT pact, which is showing resilience here in India. Kranthi, thank you very much for taking time out, for joining us as of this morning. We hope to have you back very soon on the show.